What is communication? What are its components? And how does the process of communication work? Let's figure them out all together. Let's start by watching this short clip. You know what does this mean? I know you do, because that is the power of communication. What is communication? Communication is the process of sharing meaning in any context. In addition, according to Wood 2003, in her book, Communication in Our Lives defined communication as a systematic process in which people interact with and through symbols to create and interpret meanings. Communication allows us to send and receive a message using various forms. Anyone can simply nod his head and we would already know he is agreeing. Don't you agree? We humans are social beings and we live to interact regularly with others. Isn't communication just very convenient for all of us? I know, right? But communication is not just convenient, it is also imperative. Take a look at this.
Hi, I'm Gary. Can I sit here? Yes. By the way, what's your name? I don't know anyone here yet. I just transferred from the province. What about you? Are you new here? Or have you been here since grade 7? This school is so big and buildings are tall. I can't wait for the rest of the school year. I'm sorry. Who are you? I'm Gary. Remember?
Do you call that a successful communication? No. Without speaking, listening, and understanding, we will never be able to understand each other. Speaking, listening, understanding are key factors to a successful communication because communication is a two-way process, it is a cycle. By means of sharing and transferring messages, information, ideas, or emotions from one person to another, this connects people and help build harmonious relationship. We must learn to speak to other people with courtesy and listen to what they say respectfully. As mentioned earlier, communication comes in various forms. It can be expressed with words or symbols, spoken words, or even through actions. When do we communicate? We communicate when we encode or get ideas and put them into messages, send them through our primary signal system or called the senses to someone who receives them through his or her senses using a channel and decodes or translate the message. He or she then gives his or her feedback. Having a conversation with someone else is a sole definition of communication. So now, we see communication exists in all kinds of situations, and the communication process will not be deemed successful without the presence of its basic components. Here are the basic components of communication. Context, participants, messages, channels, presence and absence of noise, and feedback. To further understand, let's look at this.
How much for a bundle of silaw?
Oh, good day, ma'am. That's only 20 pesos.
Pardon? I can hear you clearly. It's because of the noises.
20 pesos too, ma'am.
Oh, so what about a kilo of tomato and 2 large eggplants?
The tomato only costs 80 per kilo, miss, and 10 pesos per piece for eggplant. These are freshly picked from our farm. It's good if you are making pinakbet. I have also here assorted mix of vegetable, all in one for your pinakbet menu. It's only 20 pesos, miss. Get it. We only have few stocks of that.
Wait, hello? Yeah, I'm almost done here. Yeah, see you later. Okay, bye. Sorry for that. Give me some eggplants and tomatoes and one of these. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss, and come again.
For this mini roleplay, the components of communication were exhibited. The first component of communication is the context. Context is the setting in which the communication occurs. This could be physical, social, historical, cultural, or psychological. As for the context in the roleplay, the scenario occurs in the marketplace, where the present factors that affect the communication process were the warm temperature, the lightning, and the high level of noise, which refers to physical context. The second component of communication is the participants. Participants are the people communicating, the sender and the receiver. In the scene, the sender as the source of the message is mainly the seller, and the receiver is the customer, who processes the message and reacts to them. The third component of communication is the messages. Communication takes place through sending and receiving of messages. Messages are encoded or decoded information in a communication process. Although the encoding and decoding were not visible, they were carried out when the seller explained about the goods and the customer interpreted the message. The next component of communication is the channels. During communication, the message is carried through a channel. Messages are transmitted to sensory channels. The present channel in the scenario was the face-to-face conversation, which the two basic channels are present. First, the sound, or the verbal symbols, and the light, non-verbal cues. Another component of communication is the feedback. Feedback is the response to the message. It shows how the message sent is heard, seen, and understood. Feedbacks and replies were also seen in the video. And the last component of communication is the noise. Noise is anything that interferes with communication. Cars' noises and sudden phone calls can halt the communication. To further understand about noises, let's watch this video.
Good day! How's your sleep? I hope you get enough sleep last night, as we are about to discuss today what are the different types of noises when we are communicating. Are you familiar with it? Can you tell me what are the things that hindrances you whenever you are communicating?
Most of the time, it's the noise coming from the outside, like the cars. Just like that.
Oh, that is a good example of an external noise. Now, I want you to know that there's also what we call internal noise, also known as your own thoughts. If it is your own thoughts, then how can it become a noise or hindrance when we are communicating? Well, it can also interrupt our communication because it may be able to make you out of your supposed focus. Do you understand? Do you understand? Hey!
Oh, sorry, Miss, what are you saying earlier?
There! What just happened a while ago is an example of an internal noise. How? Well, we are communicating here. I am giving you informations and you're supposed to be listening to me because I am your teacher. But then, your focus is not on me. You're thinking of things that have interrupted our communication. Now, when you misunderstood the words that I just said, that is what we call the semantic noises. Do you understand?
Did you understand?
In this video, we will discuss the different levels of communication. There are 5 levels of communication: the verbal communication, non-verbal communication, intrapersonal communication, interpersonal communication, and the public communication. Communication is the process of interacting with people, no matter whether you speak or not. Verbal communication. It is a communication with the use of words and language to communicate message. Take a look at these examples.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, how's your school?
School's great. I met a lot of people today and I made some new friends.
That's nice. Have a seat. Dinner is ready and tell me more about your newfound friends.
Wow, this looks so yummy. Well, my new friends are...
Non-verbal communication. It is the process of sending and receiving wordless message. Take a look at this, some examples of non-verbal communication. Intrapersonal communication. It occurs within the person. This is sometimes referred to as a cognitive or personal communication or self-talk.
Things are getting worse. It seems like everything is slipping out of my hands. How am I going to survive? What should I do? I already gave my best and now I feel so drained. It's like everything is overflowing. Schoolworks, household chores, my work. I mean, when will it ever end? Should I just give up? Because it seems like problems are everywhere. I don't even have an idea when and where will it all stop. Am I taking the right path? Am I really doing it good? Is there really a way out of here? Is this really the life that God wants me to live? No. I mean, whatever happened, I will keep my faith in Him because I know God has planned my life to be the best. These are just challenges that will lead me to success someday. Right? God is always with me, so I should worry nothing.
Intrapersonal communication is a communication with yourself. How many of you talk to yourself, either out loud or just in your head? Or have you ever debated with yourself about difficult decisions? Or have you ever debated a difficult decision with yourself? Of course we all do. But don't worry, it is all perfectly normal. Intrapersonal simply means that you are both a communicator A and communicator B. Interpersonal communication. It refers to a communication that occurs between two or more persons who establish a communicative relationship.
Hi, Bess. How are you?
I'm okay, Bess. I feel so happy because I met my crush and he smiled at me.
Great. So that's the reason why you're happy right now, huh? Easy, okay? Remember, he's taken.
You're so bad, you're ruining my day. Why can't you just support me? It's not like I let myself to become his mistress anyway. Don't you trust me?
And lastly, the public communication. It is a speaker sending message to an audience. It could be direct face-to-face message delivery of a speaker to an audience, or it could be indirect using a radio or television.
Earlier this morning, 2 college students were left dangerously injured after being hit and run by a motorcycle in Tondo, Manila. The 2 are now admitted in the hospital while the suspect is now surrendered at the Manila City Jail. This is Cassandra Oteo-Lomat reporting for The Nation. Back to you, Miss.
Why do we need to communicate? What do you think are the reasons why we communicate to others? We people love to talk. I am talking right now. And I guess someone out there is also talking to you, isn't it? We don't just communicate because you are talkative. Sure. We don't just communicate because we love to talk. Humans communicate for several reasons. These reasons are called the functions of communication. The following scenarios are made for you to know the different functions of communication.
We communicate to meet needs.
Debit, credit. It's so hard. I feel so exhausted. I think I need to freshen up. Hey sis, can you get me some water?
Sorry, I'm busy.
That seems so important, huh? It's either you follow or I'll tell mom that you met your boyfriend last night.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, sis.
We communicate to enhance or maintain our sense of self.
Hey, Sandra, why are you crying? What's the matter?
No, it's just
No, I know you're not okay. Don't be shy. I'm your friend. You can trust me.
I just saw my boyfriend with someone else. He's cheating on me. Why? Is there a problem with me? Like, am I not beautiful enough? Am I not good enough? Cause why would
Stop crying, okay? Be calm. The problem is not on you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're beautiful. You're good. The problem is him, and you don't deserve that. You don't deserve him. You deserve someone better.
Thank you.
No worries. You can count on me whenever you have problem.
We communicate to fulfill our social obligations.
Finally, we have met now in person.
How are you?
I'm all good. How about you?
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
We communicate to develop relationships. We communicate to exchange information.
Hello?
Hello, Mom. We are experiencing heavy rain. Do we have class today, Mom?
Oh, thank you for calling, dear. The mayor just announced that classes for today are suspended due to heavy rainfalls. Please inform your other schoolmates about the news, okay? Stay safe.
Okay, Mom. I will. Thank you, Mom. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
We communicate to influence others.
Communication.
Oh
Process of sharing information.
my husband Jungkook is so handsome.
Hey! What are you doing? Why aren't you studying?
Oh, girl, just chill. I just don't really know. Look, oh, my husband Jungkook is so cool. He's so handsome, right?
Oh, please, stop that. Stop that. Stop saying that. We all know we should always prioritize our studies before anything else, right? Oh gosh. Get it! We need to study. Do you want to fail our exam and shift? No, right? No? So why are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why don't you study and prepare for our exam before you do anything else, right?
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Such a very beautiful.
We're done talking about the different function of communication. Now we will proceed to the different principles of communication. Number 1, communication is purposive. We can say that communication has been effectively performed if the purpose of it has been clearly stated and passed to the person referring to or talking to. Number 2, communication message vary in conscious encoding. Communication can take place in many forms. It can be verbal or non-verbal, which means that the message can also vary depending on how it is stated, with much thought or not, or based on the understanding of it. Number 3, communication is continuous. Communication can happen through verbal or non-verbal means. So it just means that even from simple eye contact, behavior, and signals, we can communicate with other people, which makes communication continuous. Number 4, communication is relational. Communication truly boosts our confidence, social skills, and much more, but it can also help us form new friendship and deepen relationship. When used negatively, it can also destroy relationship with others. Number 5, communication has ethical implications. Have you heard of the saying, lahat ng sobra ay masama? That also applies in communication. We all have our limits in everything. That's why having ethical responsibility should always be kept in mind so that we can maintain being in a good relationship with other people through being respectful and protecting each other's privacy. Number 6, communication is learned. Being a good communicator is a skill that has been developed through practice or experience because communication is not just about talking. It follows the process of listening, processing of thoughts, and then talking, which makes it a skill that is being learned.